and welcome back to the Sermon on the Mount series part 5. And today we're going to go over divorce. And it comes out of Matthew 5:31 through 32. And it says, "It has been said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a certificate of divorce. But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality makes her the victim of adultery. And anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery." Okay, so back in biblical times, it was not uncommon at all for a man to divorce his wife for literally any reason at all. I mean, they would divorce their wives for burning their food or maybe not fulfilling their wife duties as good as the husband thought, or even if they didn't look as good as they did whenever they made their wedding vows. Again, they could divorce them over anything, and that kind of sounds like today, doesn't it? The only difference between now and then is now women get to also divorce their husbands at any time for any reason. Back then, they wasn't allowed. But then Jesus goes on to say, "But I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality makes her the victim of adultery, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery." But why? So when men and women get married, and you say your vows, you're not only making a covenant with you and your wife, or your wife and your husband, you're making a covenant with God. So even though you have a certificate of divorce, in God's eyes, you are not divorced. You're still married. And in biblical times, women who were divorced or not married had it really rough because they didn't make enough money to sustain themselves. So whenever they were divorced, they felt rushed and had a whole lot of pressure on them to find another husband, and so that they could not be in poverty. So both they would get into a sexual relationship, causing them both to commit adultery. And Jesus goes on to say that the only exception to divorce is sexual immorality from the other person. So let's encourage each other today. If your marriage might be struggling with anything except with sexual immorality, try to work on it. Pray together. Read the Bible together. Read the Word. And I just know that Jesus will come through for you. Because at the end of the day, a piece of paper, a divorce certificate, is not sufficient funds for the vows made to love, honor, and cherish your spouse until death.